In this lesson, we're going to take a look at our 1% braking drill. And at our Ride University events, we just call this the straight line braking drill. But what this is really about is learning the smoothness, learning exactly how smooth we need to be to have very effective braking both on and off the brakes. So this drill takes a little bit of a special scenario to get set up. You've got to have a place to execute this. You can't do it at your normal track day. You can't do it on the street. You've got to have a specialized area that you have permission to use. It's got to be big enough to execute the drill, and it's got to be free of bumps so that we can execute this drill safely. Now, once you've got your drill area set up, executing this drill is incredibly simple. You just simply start riding, get up to about 30 or 40 miles an hour, pull in the clutch, and use your front brake lever to bring your motorcycle to a complete stop. And that's it. Now, again, while this drill is incredibly simple to execute, to perfect, it's very challenging. The biggest thing we need to remember when going into this drill is to pull our clutch in. That's so important, to disconnect the engine from the motorcycle. We only want to feel what that front brake lever is doing for us. This is our front braking drill. We only want to feel the front brakes. Let's take everything else out of the equation and just feel what that brake can do for us. Now, once you've got your clutch pulled in, we want to begin to apply that front brake lever and make sure we have a good initial brake motion as we go to that. And now that we've got our front brakes pulled in at the maximum pressure that we're going to use for this drill, which doesn't have to be 100% of our braking threshold by any means, we just want to use enough brake pressure to get the front forks to dive, minimum of 30%. You can use a little bit more. If your drill area is set up and conducive to it, go ahead and use a little bit more front travel in those forks, a little bit more brake pressure. And then the most critical point in this drill, and the toughest, is coming to our complete stop. What we want to do is make sure we come to a smooth stop. And this requires us to let the brake lever go just as we're coming to that final rotation of the front wheel. Just as we're coming to rest, we're coming to 0 miles per hour. Your big marker here for this is going to be not having the front fork bounce. Whenever we see the front fork bounce, we know we weren't as smooth as we could be on our braking release. We know that we could be a little bit more smooth, a little bit better timed. This is all about timing as well. You've really got to get that brake released just as you're coming to a stop. Now, again, this seems like it's really easy to do, but I promise once you go try this, it's incredibly hard to master. And you really need to capture it on a video to see the results. As you work through this drill and you start to get rid of that bounce in your front forks as you come to a stop, you may see something like this, where you have sort of a staging of the front forks as they come back. It's little individual bounces. Now that's okay, and you're starting to get it, but what we really want to see is this nice, smooth, controlled rebound of the front forks. So what is this drill really teaching us? Well, we're starting to work into our next course. Really the course that you have to have this one done as a prerequisite for before you can take trail braking. This drill is all about an introduction to straight line trail braking. Now I know that kind of goes against what trail braking means to us as far as the definition goes, but think about this. Trail braking is something we do every day in our passenger cars. Every time we come up to a stoplight or a stop sign, we do trail off the brakes and make somewhat of a smooth stop. Otherwise, all of our passengers in the car with us would have a big abrupt movement and they'd look at us and go, "Hey, what are you doing, man?" And you say, "Oh, sorry, I didn't see that stop sign," or something. This is something we do all the time. It's something you can work on, even in your personal vehicle, be it a car or a pickup truck, whatever you drive. We always want to come to a smooth stop. So this is our drill. We challenge you to go perfect this. Go perfect this drill. It sounds like a simple ordeal, but we promise if you can perfect this drill, it's going to drastically change how smooth you are with your brakes, and that'll probably translate into all aspects of your riding. Now this concludes our course on using our front brake in a straight line. Definitely join us back for our next course on using our front brakes with lean angle. We'll see you there.